How are all of you lovely people doing today? My name is John. Today I want to discuss one of the ciphers that we have from the second issue of the Call of Duty Zombies comic. Within this comic book there are 3 ciphers, however we've only actually solved one of the ciphers, interestingly enough. It was funny, with the last comic we maybe solved the 3 ciphers they hid in it almost instantly, and yet with this comic book we've only managed to crack one of the ciphers so far. It feels like Revelations all over again. More ciphers than we know what to do with. When we solve this cipher, we get the short message, beware those who use the truth only to deceive. I wanted to take some time to talk about this cipher because either members of the community just aren't thinking straight or what. I don't know, because to me, the message to this cipher seems pretty clear. A lot of people have said it's cryptic, it's confusing, we don't know who we're talking about, but I personally believe I know who this cipher is referring to. I believe that it's referring to Dr. Monty. So what exactly does beware those who use the truth only to deceive mean? When you think about it, it sounds like an oxymoron. Why would you use the truth to deceive? It doesn't work like that. You lie if you're trying to deceive people. You wouldn't be truthful. And that's not always the case, because you can be truthful to lure people into a false sense of security, make people trust you, make people listen to you, and do what you tell them to. It's a way to lure people in, and then you can use them for whatever purpose you want. You give them a false sense of security. That's what using the truth only to deceive is all about. It's about making them think they can be trusted, and then, once they're fully believing you, you flip the rug from under them. Now, think about characters in the zombie storyline who lie or tell the truth. We have a character like Dr. Maxis, and Maxis sometimes seems to tell the truth, but he's also been known to lie to us in the past. He lied to Richtofen, he's been keeping certain truths from him, and he lied to our characters in Black Ops 2. So he's not one to always use the truth, necessarily. You have a character like the Shadow Man, who is notorious for lying and manipulating characters. He lied to the characters in Shadows of Evil. He attempted to lie to our characters all throughout Revelations. The Shadow Man is not a character who really ever uses truth to deceive people. And then there's Richtofen, who you might think is the likely candidate. However, Richtofen never uses the truth. Richtofen either lies or he keeps people in the dark. He intentionally leaves details out. He never says where he's going. He never says what his plans are. He is always using a veil of cover over his plans. He is the last person to ever use the truth. This leaves you with Dr. Monty. Think about everything that Monty has said to us in Black Ops 3. If you listen to some of his whiffs in Revelations and Garage Crow V, he's telling us all sorts of things we never knew before. He's telling us about the nature of the universe. He's telling us about the nature of the great battle. He's explaining all the ways he's helped us and all the things he can do and all his different powers. And he's explaining how he's trying to do good. And he's being very truthful with us. He's being very upfront and honest in a way that no other character has been in the zombie storyline. And when you listen to this, you almost want to trust him. You almost want to believe Dr. Monty, and maybe Dr. Monty is telling the truth, and maybe Dr. Monty really wants to help us. Or maybe he's telling us all these things, and he's telling us the truth, or what we want to hear, because it will allow us to join his side. We will start to believe him, and when he tells us to do things, we will do it. And we will basically be acting against our own self-interest without knowing it, because Monty has manipulated us and tricking us into believing that he is truthful by first being truthful, and then when the time is right, starting to deceive. He is masking his true nature with the truth. And that's what it really means to use the truth only to deceive. Monty isn't being truthful because he's genuine. Monty is being truthful because he wants to gain our trust. And then once he has our trust, he may betray us. Now, I know what you're thinking. John, how do we know Monty is really good or bad? It's been up in the air. There's been plenty of debates. And my thought would be, it seems as though the general trend right now is that Monty's supposedly the bad guy. For example, one of the few ciphers that we solved on Revelations even explicitly says, thank God we will all be gone, because if Monty ever found this place, we would have been in a world of shit. Maybe now, with all of us gone, the children will truly be safe. This suggests the idea that in a world with Monty around us, the children are not safe. That Monty can't be trusted, that he's a bad person. So If the general trend is that Monty is this bad person, and then we have a cipher telling us to beware those who use the truth only to deceive, and that kind of fits the characteristics of Monty, well then I believe that this cipher might just be about Dr. Monty. Now, of course, this is up for debate. You could pin this to a number of characters, and you can make arguments, and I'd like to hear your arguments. Do you think it's Monty? Do you think it's a different character? Perhaps Richtofen, the Shadow Man, Maxis, maybe somebody we've yet to see? Perhaps a character that will appear later on in the comics? Who knows? I'd love to hear what you guys think about this cipher. That's going to wrap things up for this video, though. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and bye.